Tonight's rematch between the New England Patriots and our Atlanta Falcons brings back some really bad memories from last year's Super Bowl. But what happened on the field in Houston wasn't the only bust. There were also 750 arrests for buying and selling sex. It's the seedier side of what happens when your city hosts the Super Bowl. In 469 days, we'll be hosting the Super Bowl here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And tonight, we want to shine a spotlight on the side effect that the Super Bowl can have on a city: sex trafficking. Jeremy Campbell, our reporter behind the Selling Girls investigation, joins us now.
Here's the thing to understand. It doesn't take out-of-towners flooding our city for this to happen. People are being sold for sex every day, game or not, and it's happening in almost every neighborhood. Do you need proof? Watch this clip from Selling Girls. A man tells us that he's paid for sex more than 25 times right here in Georgia, and he never got caught.
All this operates in the shadows. All this operates in secrecy. I'm sure there's guys who say, well, I don't go to underage because I know. You don't know. When I was in the midst of it, I never thought of it. I never thought of sex trafficking. I was paying to escape for 15 minutes, a half an hour just to escape. This emptiness, it's shame, it's guilt, you just feel like you just vomited on yourself. Typical American guy. I mean, baseball, apple pie, and mom, you know, that's me. First 5, 6, 7 years of marriage were good. Have our second child, and my wife doesn't seem to be really interested in me. I wanted that physical affection, and I wasn't getting it from her.
I was in a really rough spot where I needed to make money. And, you know, I have one mom who's already had enough of me, and my dad is out of the picture. So I got very desperate and then entered the world of trafficking. You would be in the apartment alone. Men will request, I want a schoolgirl outfit, or I want R&B music on, you know, like it gets worse. You wait for a knock on the door, and then you have to hug them in a specific way where you would put your hands up the middle of their back and then go back down and then around their hip, because you had to check for guns, knives. You're basically a shell of yourself just doing this act, and then like just praying, wishing it's over in the next 2 seconds. These are women's husbands, and these are people's, you know, judges or DAs. They would talk about their wives. Oh yeah, it was weird. They would talk about one even said, I have a 19-year-old daughter. They just look like normal people. Normal flippin' people.
If there's no me's, there's no need to have supply. If there's nobody going to buy it, there's no need to have supply.
After watching that, keep in mind, Vinny, that big sporting events like the Super Bowl are creating this market for sex right here.
Now, we've got the Super Bowl coming here. What can be done to stop it?
Well, buyer beware, because there are new laws on the books right now. Sex trafficking comes with a mandatory jail time, and if someone is caught trying to purchase sex with someone who is underage, that's now a felony.
Now let's talk about ages. What particular age is most at risk here?
The average age of a sex trafficking victim is 15 years old. Can you imagine that? But as we've seen in headlines as recently as the past week, really there's no youngest age that is targeted. This can happen to all ages.
Scary number, scary facts, but important stuff. Thanks so much, Jeremy.